everybody, welcome back to another video. This time we're going to talk about my 5 top tips of flying here in the wintertime. Let's get into it. Alright, so for those of you who've never been to North Dakota, our winters here can get very, very brutal. I mean, we can have wind chills as low as negative 50 degrees. So luckily for us at UND, in our safety policies and procedures, we have a set of guidelines for when the wind chill gets to a certain temperature. It sets the conditions for a no-fly environment. So we do not dispatch any aircraft once it gets to a certain temperature on that wind chill chart. We also have a set of airports when it does get below zero that students are able to fly to. So our list of airports that we normally have gets limited due to the certain environment that is in negative zero temperatures. On top of that, we also have a guideline that states that when it's below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, when it's below 0 degrees Celsius, students and flight instructors have to carry jackets, boots, gloves, and also hats as well anytime we are flying up in the sky. So those are all policies and procedures that are available for all students and flight instructors inside the Documents tab that we use in ForeFlight. So these are my 5 top tips of what to bring when you're flying out in the winter. So here's my number 1. Some people call these long johns, I call them thermal wear, but you can really get these anywhere, Costco, Target. You put this underneath your clothes and it makes a whole big difference of how much warmer you can actually get. And I remember my first flight at UND, it was in the spring semester, coldest day in January. I remember walking back to dispatch, I was literally limping because it was so damn cold out. So get yourself one of these and yeah, this is my number 1. All right, so at number 2, you want to get yourself a good pair of boots. These are Doc Martens, and I have to say, I've never had a boot more comfortable and more warm than this one. I mean, I wear these in the airplane. Some people like to wear sneakers and carry boots along with them, but I don't have the energy for that. So get yourself a good pair of boots, and for the pilots out there, polish your shoes. Polish your shoes because you want to look professional. That's just a little pro tip from Captain Jordan, but get yourself a good pair of boots to keep your feet warm. All right, so number 3. So if you're like me, I don't really like hats. I don't like hats because my hair, right? I gotta protect my hair. So what I have instead are these earmuffs. I have really small ears, and if the wind is howling at me, the first thing that's gonna hurt are my ears. So these are lifesavers, really. You just put them on around the back of your head, and it really does keep my ears warm. I also have a hat just in case I need it. Shout out to JetBlue, but 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing these earmuffs. All right, coming in at number 4 is, I like a good bomber jacket, right? If you know anything about aviation history, bomber jackets and pilots go back for at least 100 years. The reason why I like, a good winter bomber jacket is because, I operate a lot on my legs. If you see me fly, I have my iPad strapped to my legs. If I need to make some, movements with the yoke, I need to be able to move. So that's why I kind of like and prefer bomber jackets instead of other longer jackets, just so I'm able to move and stuff like that. So number 4, a good old winter bomber jacket. All right, so last but not least, we got to talk about number 5, gloves, right? So if you're ever doing the pre-flight out in wintertime, you know the feeling that when you get back in the cockpit, all of a sudden now you got frostbite in your fingers and you gotta like karate chop the buttons inside the airplane. Well, you gotta find yourself a good pair of gloves. There's a couple out there. This one is electric and it can heat up. There's gloves like that. I like to move my fingers around, so instead of mittens, I like to use gloves, and this one actually has a little pocket in the front, so you can actually put like a hand warmer in there as well. There's several different types of gloves out there, but you definitely want to have some warm fingers by the time you get back inside the cockpit. All right, so those are my top 5 tips for flying here in the winter. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And did I miss anything? Let me know, what do you fly with in the winter time? And as always, blue skies and tailwinds.